Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We are going to be live streaming here for a little under an hour. I am looking forward to jumping into some technical analysis with y'all. We're seeing a couple of comments roll in already. But guys, leave any questions you have in the chat. Tell me, how is your day going? How is your week going? How's your year and your life going? I want to hear how you guys are doing. We're going to spend about 5 minutes getting acquainted with each other, and then we're going to go ahead and jump straight on in to some Bitcoin technical analysis. We're going to wait, though, for everybody to get on in the chat. Give me a 1 in chat if audio is good. Audio check, audio check. Hello, Chimkin. Hello, Red Rabbit. Hello, Raph Beef. Hello, Mats and Forrest Gump and Makeshift Player. And Tim, that comment made me. How are y'all doing? Yeah, Jeb, keep up the amazing work. Well, thank you, Derek. Keep up the amazing comments. Keep up the amazing attitude. I love you too, Diego. Guys, we are going to do some more technical analysis on Bitcoin because we talked about Bitcoin earlier today, and we're about to talk about it again because there's some things that we very much seriously and well and truly need to address. And we are going to do that, guys. We are going to give it a couple of minutes for as many people to join on in as possible so that I don't have to repeat myself on the technical analysis. Thank you for all of the ones, and thank you for joining. Guys, tell me. I want to hear. How are y'all doing? Somebody said, great day in a boomers, and I have BTC and Ethereum. I think you meant to say you're a boomer. I'm a boomer. You're a boomer. Okay. Sorry, boomer. Hi, Jeb. Nice to see you again. Hello, Lucas. Nice to see you, my Polish friend. Hey, Jeb. I will be joining CT2A, like I said, just taking care of some bills first. No worries, Alan. It's there whenever you want it. Viva la CT2A, Jesse says. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I love you, Maury. I love you, too. What about CT2A 2.0? Sergio, there is a very large announcement coming out pretty soon. Stay tuned for that. Get hyped. Hi, Jeb. Bad hair day. Long work day is what it is. It is 5 o'clock. I've been working since 7:30 this morning. So I'm tired. So, yes, bad hair day. Sorry. What watch you're wearing? I'm wearing a Vincero Chronos S. I actually just got a new band for it, if you guys can see. Right there. There it is. There's my watch. Nope, not my face. Anyway, that's my watch. I'm an old guy at 65. Rare. Nah, that's not old. Jeb, you're awesome. Stop it. You're flattering me. When is MILF Coin coming out? Work in progress. Sup, Jeb? Just joined CT2A. So worth it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for telling us that. I appreciate that. Do I have an Instagram? Yes, I do. I also have a Twitter. You can follow both of them at CryptoJeb. Just so y'all know, I will be drinking out of the glorious can of coffee because I am very tired. I've been working all day. I am tired. And I need coffee. So don't at me in the comment sections. Perfect. Jeb, look to bringing good news for BTC. We do have some good news for Bitcoin. I'm really looking forward to what we're going to talk about today. Jeb needs to be the official voice of Bitcoin. I feel like I'm listening to an old AM radio show when I hear his voice. Love it. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Manchester says hello. Hello, Manchester. CT2A 2.0, would this be supplemental to the original CTA or CT2A or something by itself? There is an entirely new product coming out, and I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. In fact, there are 2 coming out, and you're going to get both of them in the next 3 months. So, just so you know, there are some new things coming out, and there will be updates coming to CT2A eventually also, but there are a couple of new products coming out as well. BTC sign supposed to be slanted? I know, yeah, it came that way. Thoughts on BlackRock buying Bitcoin? They're always buying Bitcoin, and I'm always very interested in them buying Bitcoin. What is the price of CT2A? CT2A is $349. It is currently, though, $274 with the $75 off coupon code New Year's 2021. You can find that coupon code linked in the description box down below, and that will allow you to get into CT2A a little bit cheaper. Now, a lot of people think, oh my gosh, $300, that's a lot of money, but when you think about it, everything in CT2A is the distillation of a couple thousand hours of me teaching myself cryptocurrency markets. It's only 26 hours of content. It's going to be able to help you, 36 hours of, 12 hours of content, 36 videos. That 12 hours of content is going to distill down what might take you 1,000 hours to learn on your own. You're buying your time back from yourself. It's a great investment to invest in a course. If you have the first CT2A, will you get the new products for free? You will be getting a discount on them. You won't be getting them for free because they are entirely new products, but you will be getting a discount on them, yes. All right, we're going to go a couple more minutes, and then we're going to jump on into some technical analysis. So hold your horses, anyone who is looking forward to that. We will be talking about it very, very soon. What's my conservative prediction for Bitcoin this year? $50,000 at least. What are some cryptocurrency books I recommend? The Bitcoin Standard by Andreas Antonopoulos is a book that you definitely have to read. Until you read that book, I wouldn't recommend anything else. I said Andreas Antonopoulos. I meant to say Safadine Amos. I'm sorry. No shade being thrown to Antonopoulos, but I meant to say by Safadine Amos. I took CT2A back in March. I still look into it now when I'm trading. Good. It's a great resource. Will you talk about Ethereum too? We probably will do some Ethereum technical analysis. What about a bundle with the original CT2A and the new programs? Just a thought. There probably will be a bundle like that created. This is a live video, the NACE. Where do I live? I am currently live. Hello. I'm alive. I'm not dead. I'm alive. So, let's do it. I am looking forward to doing some technical analysis. Let's jump on over to the chart. Actually, before I jump onto the chart, let's go ahead and grab NordVPN can go away. I am aware there's an update. I'll do that after the thing. When is Jebcoin coming out? Jebcoin has been out for years, my friend. What a terrible fan you are. No, I'm kidding. All right. Let's get into some technical analysis, guys. Bitcoin is in a very interesting spot right now. We talked about earlier on in today's video how Bitcoin was sitting in this bear flag formation and how Bitcoin had a price target from that formation. If we use a flag right here and a price target right here, we can see that we had a price target around $34,000. We did pull back to test $34,000 today. And in fact, we pulled all the way down to $33,400 at the absolute bottom. What that did is set $34,000 as our level of support to beat, and it meant that we went ahead and redefined what uptrending level of support we were going to use from this level to this level. The reason we did this is because Bitcoin did not have a major volatile breakout, so we wanted to take into account this new price action. We wanted to take into account the fact that Bitcoin didn't properly break out, the volume still deteriorating and declining, and that the Bollinger Bands are constricting, meaning that we're seeing less volume. But we talked about all that in today's video. But what I want to talk about in this video is where I think Bitcoin is heading from here. Because in today's video, we discussed a price target sitting right up here of $54,600 on Bitcoin by February the 22nd, excuse me. I do think that price target is going to come true, but I want you guys to be aware of my full opinion on this, because while I do think we will be trading way up here at some point in the next several weeks, I'm also not going to be surprised at all if we pull back down to this level right here. Sitting at $30,000 is a very, very important level for Bitcoin. It's a big even, number one. We saw $20,000 be the all-time high for 3 years. We now see that $30,000 is a level of support. Anything between $20,000 and $30,000 is no man's land. So if Bitcoin falls down to $30,000, it must hold that level, because if not, we're likely going to fall down all the way to $20,000 to $25,000 if we don't. So number one, $30,000 is a very strong level of support. But number two, it's very important that we hold that level of support, because if we don't, number three, we're almost certainly going to fall to between 20 and 25. Now, do I think that any of that's going to happen? No, I don't think that's going to happen. But the reason I'm saying that is I'm setting the stage for a potential pullback to $30,000, because it would not surprise me, guys, if Bitcoin did break bearish out of this pattern right here and pulled back to 30K. Why am I saying that? Well, if you look at Google Trends like we did in today's video, and you look at all these other metrics that we've talked about in these last several videos, we see that the volume is declining on Bitcoin. We see that the volatility is declining on Bitcoin. Unless we see those things come back in a very big way, we are not going to see a major resurgence in price action on our favorite cryptocurrency. In fact, if we don't see something big happen in the next couple of weeks, we're going to see an exodus of people that are in the space just from the hype, and the hype buyers are going to start selling and leaving. We saw the exact same thing happen at the end of the 2016-17 bull market when Bitcoin rejected from $20,000. A lot of the people that were in the space for the hype left, and it left cryptocurrency to dry up and shrivel and pull back to where it was actually valued. Now, I think there's a good argument to be made that Bitcoin should be trading between $30,000 and $45,000 to $50,000. I think that is true, but if people start leaving the space because they don't have assurance that the bull market is going to continue because we're trading sideways, then it very well may pull back to $30,000 to $32,000, as user just said in the chat. Now, do I think that's going to be a bad thing? No, I think if Bitcoin pulled back to $30,000, I think it'd be a very, very good thing, actually. And I don't think we're going to go lower than that. Why? Well, because we're sitting in a bull pennant right now. Bitcoin is in a gigantic bull pennant, which someone just said. Kevin Lavelle just said that in chat. And you're absolutely right. Bitcoin is in a major bull pennant. But we also have to remember what we talked about in yesterday's live stream. There are many facets to our analysis. We have to look at the technicals. We have to look at the fundamentals. We have to look at the news. We have to look at the inflows and outflows of valuation into the space. And when Bitcoin goes into a bull pennant like this, on the shorter term time frame like this, yeah, sure, it's almost certainly going to result in upwards movement. But looking at the broader picture out here, when we move into a 3-week bull pennant, the amount of people that are going to leave the space because they got bored is going to nullify how bullish that pennant is. But if Bitcoin pulls down to $30,000 and double bottoms here, I think that's going to be a strong enough level of support that people are going to say, wait a minute, if Bitcoin went back to the all-time high that it was at just a couple of weeks ago, we would be seeing a 40% return. I'm going to buy in at $30,000. I don't think people are doing that at 35, but I do think people would do that at 30. So that's my take on that. Patrick just donated €55. Wow. He said, a small thanks to you and the Great Academy. Thumbs up. I really appreciate that, Patrick. We worked very hard to build CT2A, and we have worked very hard on this channel. Myself and my entire staff, we're growing to 8 employees. As of this week, we're interviewing our 8th. We just signed a contract with our new researcher, Smay, who was in the chat yesterday. I'm really looking forward to working with him. He's actually out there right now talking to our editor. Guys, there is so much growth going on behind the scenes right now in cryptocurrency, but also on this channel, and I'm really appreciative that you guys have joined us on this journey, and I'm really appreciative to you, Patrick, for donating that, because that money is going to help support the people on our staff that are paying their bills and living their life. And I am so incredibly grateful that what we're doing here is able to be paid forward. So thank you very much for that. Anyway, let's go ahead and read some chat, and then I am going to answer some questions, and we're going to jump back on into the technical analysis in about 5 minutes. Before 5:22, we are going to be back on the charts, so there is your time frame. We're going to spend about 6 to 7 minutes here in chat. So, what music do you like, Jeb? Play some there? Yes, I love music. I will tell you some of the music that I love the most. I love worship music. I am a Christian, so I do like worship music. I also like The Score. If you haven't listened to them, they have some fantastic, hype, pumped-up music. Zaid Wolf is another great artist who makes some good video. Look up the song "King" by Zaid Wolf. That's a great song. Used to love Imagine Dragons, Fall Out Boy. Lindsey Sterling. I can't talk about music without talking about Lindsey Sterling. Love Lindsey Sterling. So yeah, I love music. Ethereum long or short? Right now, I'm actually kind of not trading. I'm in what I would call a no trade zone on both cryptocurrencies right now. Both of them are really. We're going to talk about Ethereum some more here in a little bit. So let's leave it at that. YouTube algorithm's looking in your favor, just seeing your channel for the first time. Well, best life forever. Thank you very much for joining this stream. If you would like, you can consider hitting that subscribe button. I appreciate it. We are growing. We are trying to get to 75K subs by the end of this quarter. What percentage of your net worth is in Bitcoin? Close to half at this point, to be honest with you. We've been growing our cryptocurrency portfolio very aggressively. Someone said Linkin Park. I like a lot of what Linkin Park did in their later years. I'm blanking. What is the guy's name that the singer for Linkin Park up until a couple years ago? I'm forgetting his name, but they made some great music. He was a very, very talented singer. Favlander donated $4, said, thanks for your videos. God bless you. Thank you very much for the donation, my friend. I appreciate that. Hi, Jeff from Brazil. Buy coffee. I have coffee right here, and I'm going to toast you to it. Perfect. Chester Bennington, that's his name. Thank you, Chester. Rest in peace, Chester Bennington. Chester. Also not trading uncharted territory. I'd like to see a little bit more certainty of a trend before I jump back into trading, yeah. Where do I live? I live in Florida. Live in Florida, my friend. Is it possible for us to come back and test the 20 EMA? We will check. Let's look at this. Let's go ahead and look at the chart, bring up one of my favorite technical indicators, which is the 20 exponential moving average. Let me go ahead and grab it. EMA. Don't have it up on the chart right now. There we go. Set that to 20 daily EMA. They're out there trying to get on my nerves, playing music. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Yeah, so the 20 exponential moving average on Bitcoin, I had a feeling I was going to find this when I looked at this, because I've looked at this recently. We actually are already testing the 20 exponential moving average. You can see the 20 daily EMA right here. I'm not sure, did you mean the daily EMA, or did you mean the weekly? I think you meant the daily. If you meant the daily, we've already tested it, and that's another reason why I don't think we're going to go much lower than 30, because generally in bull markets, you don't find the market pulling back. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy to look at the zoom out and see how low 20K is. That's crazy. But yeah, you don't see Bitcoin go below 20 EMA too often. When you do, it's in a pretty sustained but pretty necessary pullback, and this may be one of those pullbacks in the cryptocurrency market, like this one right here or this one right here. But we also see in the weekly chart that the market will generally not pull back below the 20 weekly exponential moving average on the weekly chart during those bull markets. So we're probably seeing something similar right here, where the 20 weekly moving average is rallying up and we're pulling back into one of our first corrections of the bull market. We may end up meeting it somewhere around $26,000 to $30,000, breaking below the 20 daily EMA and being solid. So yeah, great question. Will we pull back to test the 20 daily EMA? Well, we already are. Will we pull back to test the 20 weekly? Possibly. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Normally the 20 weekly EMA, no, Jeb, I meant 20 weekly EMA. Okay, I thought you did. I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, generally speaking, in bull markets, you are going to pull back and test the 21/20 weekly EMA. As a crypto YouTuber, do you follow other crypto YouTubers? I do, yes. In fact, I have my team watching a bunch of other cryptocurrency YouTubers all the time. I watch a lot of them. I'm not even going to get too far into names because I watch most of them. Yes, I do. In fact, I know a lot of them. Opinion on the near 2-month-long TD Sequential. That's a great question, Magician. Good call. Let me go ahead and show you what he's talking about. The TD Sequential on monthly chart is sitting in overextended territory. You guys might be wondering, Jeb, what does this 9 flash on weekly chart TD Sequential mean? Does it mean that this bull market is going to end? Because after all, the TD Sequential needs to correct. Well, if we look at the BLX chart and we look at the history, you can see that I've actually already drawn this on the BLX chart. I forgot I had this here, but Bitcoin hit a 9 flash in May of 2016 at the beginning of the previous bull market on weekly chart. And we never went down to correct and reset it. We stayed in overextended territory for the entirety of the bull market on the monthly chart. We never corrected. The same thing happened back here during this bull market. We corrected about halfway through it, but we didn't really need to. I mean, this only corrected because of the way that it was calculated. It didn't really correct because the bull market ended or because we saw a 6-month-long correction in the middle of the bull market. In general, in bull markets, Bitcoin is going to be in the overextended territory on TD Sequential. So yeah, that's not surprising in the slightest that we are overextended, because we're in a bull market, quite categorically speaking, and that's what we've seen in past. So I don't think that's an issue. I think that's actually an indication that we are in very bullish territory. But we did talk about how Bitcoin was overextended on 9 on daily chart. We talked about how this demanded a correction, and a lot of people said, Jeb, you don't know what you're talking about. Bitcoin's going to go up forever. And of course, they were wrong, because I showed you we need to correct from this, and then we did. We called that a few weeks ago. If you guys remember, we talked about that quite a bit on the channel. I warned you guys not to be buying in up here around $42,000. We had no precedent for where Bitcoin was going to go other than down, because Bitcoin needed to correct, and thankfully that's what's happening. Love you all, and Jeb, Danny the Best said, thank you so much. I love you too, my friend. BitBoy Crypto is predicting a 322,000 Bitcoin and 27,000 ETH. Is this hype? What's your projection for both? It's funny, actually, I was on the phone with BitBoy a few days ago, and I didn't talk to him about that, but I've talked to him about a bunch of other things, and I think that that's going to happen. Now, I want to be very clear. I do see a $322,000 Bitcoin and a $27,000 Ethereum. I don't remember what his time frame on that prediction was. I don't think that's happening this year, and I don't think it's happening next year, and I'm hesitant to say if it's even going to happen the year after that, but I think he's right on those price predictions. I think I might disagree with him on the time frame, but yeah, I agree that those cryptocurrencies are going there eventually. It's just a question of when, not really if. Bitcoin to 3 million by February 10th, 10 a.m. Doubt it. Best outros on YouTube. Boom. Let's go. I've gotten so good at snapping from doing this channel. ADA and ETH, please. We're actually more than likely going to be doing a ADA versus ETH video coming up pretty soon. This year by October. Yeah, I completely disagree with him. If he's saying that he expects those prices by this year, by this October, I disagree with him. I do see it happening in the next 3 to 5 years. I don't see it happening in the next 10 months. If BitBoy's watching this, you know I love you, man, but I'm going to have to disagree on that one respectfully. A real good feeling? I do have a real good feeling. Like lightning deep in my bones. By the way, guys, if you are new to this channel and you have not already, consider hitting that like and subscribe button, but mostly the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 75,000 subscribers by the end of March, and we would like your help with that. If you do hit that subscribe button, I will give you cookies. I will mail you cookies. My lawyer told me to make sure that you know I'm joking, so I'm joking, but I will mail you cookies. Yes. Hit the subscribe button. Do it. Have you ever considered text alerts? I have not. Well, I've used them for myself. I don't know. Do you mean for me to send you text alerts? I haven't done that. I have used text alerts and other things on my own portfolios. There's different apps you can use to track your cryptocurrency portfolios. I have it all in spreadsheets and stuff now, but I used to have an app that I did it with. I'm relatively new to crypto. I was wondering what platform you trade on, and do you use an external stock graph? So I do all of my charting. Live is better that you're connected to the viewers. Yeah, I want to do both. Hit the bell. Yes, hit the notification bell. You want your cookies. I'm sorry. As far as charting, I use TradingView. If you are interested about learning about how to use TradingView, because it is a complicated software, if you hit the first link in the description box down below, you're going to find a landing page to our course. You don't even have to take the course, though, if you don't want to, because our video detailing how to use TradingView is actually a free preview video over there. It's 35 minutes long. I'm going to go over everything in the interface. It's a really interactive, quick video. It took 35 minutes because there's a lot to do, a lot to cover, but I think it was done pretty well. So if you're interested, you can hit that link down there. You'll get a completely free video on that and get a taste of what the rest of the Academy is like. I'm already subscribed on 2 channels. Well, thank you, Cryptolic. I appreciate that. Guys, I'm not going to be answering too many questions about altcoins right now. I'm going to at least stay in my lane right now because I've been going for like the last 10 hours, and I'm not the biggest altcoin guy. I'm trying to venture more into altcoins, but I'm not going to be venturing too far out of the top 5 right now. Do I see another 2017 crash? Yes, but probably not this year. At the end of this bull market, almost certainly, but I don't think it's going to happen this year. I think we're going to see a healthy correction, but I don't think we're going to see a gigantic crash. Thoughts on Litecoin? I like Litecoin. The problem with Litecoin is that Litecoin is too similar to Bitcoin. Litecoin is just, it has 4 times faster block times and 4 times the circulating supply and the total supply. It's one of the only differences. Now, guys, I mean, you can argue with me about that, but at the end of the day, Litecoin is just very similar to Bitcoin. It's fine, Red Rabbit. There's nothing wrong with you asking about altcoins. I'm just saying that I'm sorry, you're just not going to get an answer today, but that is something I want to do more of in the future, is talk about more altcoins. Is all of your investing portfolio on crypto, Jeb? Yes, right now, SNDY1, it is. I'm looking into getting into the stock market and setting up some other things. And also getting into cryptocurrency, into real estate this year. But for right now, yeah. There's a question up here I definitely wanted to answer. Asset Collector said, I love CT2A. That's our academy, linked in the description. Some of the best money I've ever spent. I appreciate that, Asset. Give me a 1 in the chat if you are a student of the academy and if you love it. Do I have a girlfriend? No. Not right now, anyway. It's the way I like it for the moment. I'm too busy. Well, I do ADA analysis. Linux Kid, we did an ADA analysis video yesterday on the channel, so go and watch that, and we will be talking about it more moving into the future. If you only had 1K to invest, would it be in Ethereum or Bitcoin? Neither. Not to be a smart aleck, but it would actually be neither. It would be in my education in cryptocurrency. That is a lot of 1s. Guys, those 1s are Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy students who love the Academy, and holy crap, there are a lot of them. Thank you guys so much for that. Everybody who has the volume of the intro music when you're still talking, gotcha, okay. All those 1s are people that have used the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. That is our course that we use to teach you everything about cryptocurrency. Everything you need to know, you're going to learn in that academy. I highly encourage you to check it out. The link's in the description box down below. You have the perfect voice for radio and interviews. Well, thank you. Obviously, I don't have a girlfriend. Ozan, dang, man. I don't know if I'm going to recover from that one. That was pretty harsh, bro. I put all of my faith in what you think of me, my friend. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever am I going to do? Let's see here. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and do some Ethereum technical analysis. I want to show you what I'm thinking on Ethereum, and then we're going to jump on into some more chatting with you guys. But as you know, Ethereum was in a consolidation pattern that we talked about here on the channel quite a bit, and it broke bullish out of that pattern. If you had to follow the trade that we laid out in the live stream here on Monday, you would have made 6.7% before using leverage. As you can see, this was the trade setup we put on the Monday live stream when we were doing some analysis on that. We had a stop, an exit that was pretty conservative. You can see we actually hit that stop exactly perfectly, and then we pulled back and then rallied more. So that would have been a perfect exit position right there. But then we hit all-time high up here at $1,400, and Ethereum has pulled back ever since then. You might be wondering to yourself, why did Ethereum not break all-time high? Well, that's a good question and one that I would like to answer. The reason that Ethereum didn't break all-time high and go on a big rally is because at the end of the day, Ethereum is not the alpha of the cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin is. And considering Bitcoin isn't very bullish right now, it's more sideways movement right now, Ethereum is going to follow the whim of Bitcoin. And since Bitcoin is not in a big old rally, Ethereum isn't going to do the same either. So that's something you need to consider, is that in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency technical analysis, you need to look at technical analysis, fundamental analysis, news, inflows and outflows of valuation of the space. How many people are buying the cryptocurrency? How many people are investing in the cryptocurrency versus how many people are selling? How many people are exiting the cryptocurrency? You got to look at those inflows and outflows, and that's why we talk about institutions buying Bitcoin, because that adds to that inflows metric. But on altcoins and on Ethereum, for example, you need to look at a fifth thing. You need to look at what Bitcoin is doing, because at the end of the day, Bitcoin still has 2/3 market dominance. We have a $1 trillion market. Bitcoin's $700 billion worth of that. If Bitcoin's not in a bull market, if it's not in a big rally, don't expect Ethereum or another altcoin to go into a big rally. So where do I think Ethereum is going for right now? Well, it kind of doesn't matter, because it depends on where Bitcoin is going. And you've already gotten my take on Bitcoin. I think it's going to trade sideways, have a small break to the downside. But even if it doesn't break to the downside, or excuse me, even if it does break to the downside, no matter what it does, I think the next month is going to be pretty bullish for Bitcoin. Even if it takes a little more than a month, I think at least in the next 3 months, it's going to be very bullish for Bitcoin. But I think we might be going into something like this. Let me show you the chart again. Excuse me. On Bitcoin, what we saw on the monthly chart earlier comes to mind when I talk about where Bitcoin is right now. We talked about the 20 exponential moving average, actually not the monthly chart, the weekly chart. We talked about the 20 monthly exponential moving average, and we talked about how Bitcoin would come down and test this moving average over and over and over again during the bull market of 2016-17. Well, what we saw in those cases were sometimes as long as 2-month corrections, up to 90 days of correction. And in this case, at the beginning of the market, we saw a 200-day sideways market. We may be seeing the beginnings of something similar on Bitcoin, where Bitcoin is massively overextended, has rallied very quickly, and now what does it need to do? It needs to pull one of these numbers. It needs to pull down to $25,000, $30,000. It needs to come down and test the 20 exponential moving average. That's going to start flattening out pretty soon, and it needs to do one of these numbers where it pulls back, corrects, and then it continues a rally on into Q2. I honestly think that's the most likely scenario on Bitcoin. It is possible that Bitcoin just breaks bullish and heads straight for the stars. That is possible. But based on history, what we have seen is that more likely we are going to see Bitcoin pull back to the 20 weekly exponential moving average, and then we will see that rally continue from there. And what that means is that we may be getting close to a buy-in opportunity with Bitcoin down around $25,000 to $30,000. Sitting at $36,000 right now, all-time high figure is $42,000. That is going to be a very good entry price when it comes along. So I would keep a very close eye on that. TradingView is worth the sub if you're making money every month. Yes, it is. Is it worth buying a TradingView subscription for volume profile? I would say so. If you're serious about trading, I think volume profile is a very useful thing, something I use quite a lot. I have 1 ETH. Is that good? Well, I mean, that's kind of whether it's good or not depends on a few things. If it's good if it's what you can afford. If it's what you can afford, then yeah, that's great, man. Awesome. Good for you. 6 months sideways is good. Resets everything. Allows me to crank $20,000 and pay into it for the next run. Hey, man, I agree. I'm down to get more cryptocurrency before we rally. How many cryptocurrencies would you say is reasonable to hold on to in a portfolio? That depends on how ADD you are. if you can keep your mind wrapped around 20 cryptos and you can keep up to date with all their projects and all their development, then that's great. Right now, I am running this YouTube channel, and I have 7 employees, not including myself, and probably 50 to 60 hours of work every single week just to do what I need to do, and then more on top of that to continue growing this channel and this company. So I can't focus on more than a couple cryptocurrencies. That's why I'm mostly invested in Ethereum and Bitcoin and a few other small cap altcoins, but very, very small amounts in those respectively. And the reason I do that is because I know that I understand Bitcoin and I understand Ethereum. I don't understand a lot of these other altcoins as well as I would want to if I'm going to put a lot of money into them. That's why I mainly talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum. And when I talk about the others, I normally talk about their technicals rather than their fundamentals, because I don't profess to be an expert on the fundamentals of Cardano or the fundamentals of Maker or the fundamentals of Doge. I just don't. That's why we have a researcher in-house to help me do that, because, guys, we have a lot of work behind these scenes. You guys don't understand how much work we have. Any of y'all that are small business owners, you get it. Do you consider yourself a know-it-all, low beyond? No, I don't think so, because I don't know it all. There's so much stuff that I don't know. So yeah, I'm very focused on 2 things, Bitcoin and Ethereum, because the rest of my focus and the rest of my time goes into this YouTube channel. We put a lot of focus and a lot of work into making sure that we're providing the best value that we possibly can here, and we're trying to get better every single day. So yeah. What do you plan with your crypto profits for 18 months' time? I'm not going to take them out. Am I a millionaire? Anyway, what I'm going to do in 18 months is I'm going to leave them in there. There's one thing. We're buying an office building pretty soon, so we might be taking some profits out of crypto for that. Depends on how much we need the money, but I don't think we're going to need to do that. So most likely that crypto in my portfolio will still be sitting in that crypto portfolio in 18 months from now. Please comment on Yellen's BTC mongering. I have not been following that news, so I'm going to have to look into that more. Guys, send me some stuff on Twitter that you would like me to talk about with Yellen. We have it right here. Market Insider. Again, I haven't had a chance to read this article today. I've been in meetings all day, so let's go ahead and read this together. I'm assuming this is what you're talking about. Tell me in chat if this is not what you're talking about. Janet Yellen suggests curtailing cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, saying they're mainly used for illegal financing. Yes, I am assuming this is what you're talking about, so I will go ahead and commentate on this because I have a feeling you guys want me to talk about it. You guys have been asking about it a lot. So let's go ahead and break this down. Since I haven't read this article and since I don't know what's going on here, I'm going to tell you up front, I am not familiar with this story, so we're going to be familiarizing me with it together. You guys will see how I read an article, how I break down the key points, and then I'll give you whatever take I have at the end. I'm probably not going to give you too much of a take on this simply because I'm not familiar with the story enough to want to put my opinion on it, but we will go ahead and read through it. Janet Yellen's president-elect, now president, Joe Biden's nominee for Treasury Secretary, suggested on Tuesday that lawmakers curtail the use of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin over concerns that they are mainly used for illegal activities. There's been a surge in interest in Bitcoin. His price soared, blah, 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 blah. We already know about all that. Yellen's comments suggested the incoming Biden administration could be hostile to cryptocurrencies and ramp up regulation. We actually talked about Biden's SEC pick, Gary, I forgot his last name, Gensler, I don't remember how to say his name. We talked about his pick for the SEC chair earlier in a video I recorded earlier, but a video that'll be going out in about an hour and a half. So you can watch the video on that. But in this case, we're talking about the Treasury Secretary. Okay, that's a key point. Watchdogs around the world from the ECB to the UK's financial regulator have recently expressed concerns about cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. You're absolutely right. The technologies, read more. You're absolutely right that the technologies to accomplish this change over time. You're absolutely right that the technologies to accomplish this change over time. That sentence doesn't make any sense. And we need to make sure that our methods of dealing with these matters, with that financing, I don't want to get demonetized, financing, change along with changing technologies, Yellen said. That politician speak. Said a lot, didn't make any point. Cryptocurrencies are a particular concern. I think mainly are used, at least in transactional sense, mainly for illicit financing. And I think we really need to examine ways in which we can curtail their use and make sure money laundering doesn't occur through those channels. Okay, so the interesting thing about this is that Janet Yellen doesn't know the first thing about Bitcoin. She doesn't have any idea, based on what I just read, about whether or not money laundering is happening through Bitcoin. Because the fact of the matter is, Bitcoin is open source. The blockchain can be read by anyone. Go to blockchain.info. You can read every transaction that has ever happened in the entire history of the Bitcoin blockchain and know what's happened. You can know where the money came from. Bitcoin is not a very good method for money laundering. If someone's using Bitcoin for money laundering, it would actually probably be easier for them to use US dollars. That being said, privacy coins do pose a concern. And as much as I'm not a fan of that sentiment that Janet Yellen has on cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, she does actually have a point on something. And you guys are not going to like me for this, but I got to tell you the truth because I take integrity very seriously. And even if you don't agree with what I'm about to say, I think I ought to tell you. Privacy coins, which might be what she's talking about. Someone just said, I saw the clip. She never mentioned Bitcoin. She said cryptocurrency is more implying towards Monero privacy coin article is just assuming it. That's what I was about to say, JSR Dan. And that's why I didn't want to get too close, too much into my own opinions about it. First of all, we can set aside what we think of this human being. Let's think about what we think about her opinion on this. If her opinion is that cryptocurrencies can be used for money laundering, let's challenge that. Let's break that down. Can Bitcoin be used for money laundering? No. Empirically, it is not a place that you would want to money launder because every transaction can be tracked. It's a pretty bad idea. But as far as privacy coins are concerned, like I said, she does actually have a point. Monero, I've talked about this for years, guys. I've talked about this for the entire channel, the entire time this has been around. As much as I like the idea of Monero and other privacy coins, I do think they will come under harsh regulation in the next 5 years. And the reason I say that is because you can launder money through those channels. Tell me if I'm wrong on my understanding of the way those blockchains work. Tell me if I'm wrong. I would love for you guys to do that. But as far as I'm concerned, a privacy coin where you can't see the transactions, you can't see where it came from, you can't see where it's going, you don't know where it's going, Cotton Eye Joe. I got to amuse myself, guys. Come on. She actually does have a point. So we'll see what happens with that. It sounds to me like a lot of you guys really don't like her, and maybe she's not the kind of person that's very likable. Maybe she is against all cryptocurrencies, but if she's talking about regulating things like Monero, as much as we might not like it, she might be right. I just got to be honest. I got to be fair to the lady, even if I disagree with her stance, and if her opinion on Bitcoin sucks, then her Bitcoin sucks. But if that's what she's saying about Monero, that's great. And by the way, that's a separate issue from accountability in the Fed. There's a big issue in accountability with the Fed. There's a big issue in a lot of places in government, but we're talking about what she thinks about privacy coins and cryptocurrencies. And to be fair, if people are actually using things like Monero to money launder, which I think Monero is a great project, by the way. It was never built to be used for money laundering, but if it actually is doing that, then like VLV Media just said, regulation is actually good for adoption because we need regulatory clarity for people to be able to work in this market. Stay serious, Jeb, and let's go to the charts. Car Wash, we've already done quite a bit of technical analysis in this video. In fact, we just finished some of it. We just finished some news reading. Feel free to scrub back in the video, and you can watch some of what we were discussing earlier on. The biggest money laundering is done through largest banks like HSBC. I'm not even getting involved with that. I'm just addressing her main point, which is that cryptocurrencies are used for money laundering. My voice is annoying. Your name is annoying. Got him. Sucks to suck. I'll tell you what, guys. Thank you so much, Lord, for coffee. We're going to find the TradingView video, Jeb. Alex Joyce, tell me if you see that first link down in the description box down below. I think it's a bit.ly link. It is the link that will take you to what I'm talking about. That is the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. It is where it says sign up for CT2A and use the coupon code New Year's 2021. I'll go ahead and show you. It is in the description down below. This is what you're going to find below the video. Sign up for CT2A and use coupon code New Year's 2021 for $75 off at checkout. Follow this link right there, and then you'll go ahead and be brought to our sales page for Bitcoin, for the Bitcoin Academy. And that sales page looks like this. Let me go ahead and grab it. Uno momento. We just had someone sign up for CT2A a few minutes ago. Welcome. So this is what the Academy looks like. If you guys are interested, this is Crypto Jeb's Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, simplifying your intro to cryptocurrency. As you can see by scrolling down here, there is a video called How to Set Up and Use TradingView. If you hit this preview button right here, then it will take you to the player where you can actually watch this video. It's 35 minutes long, and we're going to break down everything that you need to know about TradingView. We talk about what ticker symbols are. We talk about how to scale and lock these charts. We talk about how to use this measuring stick and the hotkey shift that you can use for that. We talk about how to use the paintbrush and how to use these different tools. We talk about all this, and it's a very useful video. So go ahead and hit that link down below. Excuse me, go watch this video, How to Set Up and Use TradingView, one of our best videos in the entire academy. Thank you for that link, Emery. That link is the actual link to the academy. Do I believe in aliens? No idea. Who goes to someone's YouTube and says your voice is annoying? Somebody that has no self-confidence and thinks they'll get self-confidence by trying to bring other people down. How much is CT2A? CT2A is the low price of $274 after you use our coupon code. And the reason that I say low price, because $274 can be a lot to swallow. The reason I say $274 is a low price is because, number one, a lot of these courses in cryptocurrency go for thousands of dollars. And the second reason that that I say that's a low amount is because the amount of content and the amount of value you're going to get from that is going to help you make up $274, because an understanding of technical analysis is the gate and key to profiting in these markets. Give me a 1 in the chat if you've made your money back on CT2A. Tell me in the chat if you've already made more than $274 because of what you've learned in the academy. I don't know how many people are going to say 1, but I have a feeling we're going to see at least like 5 or 10, because I am confident in the product that we've sold to over 3,000 people and that we've helped 3,000 people learn technical analysis. So that'll take just a second for that to go through. My voice is brilliant. Well, that's nothing. I took CT2A classes, practiced as much as I could. 3 months later, started in the stock market with 1K, and now up to 5,600K. 5,600K, 5.6K. Thanks, Crypto Jeb. So see those ones in chat? Those are people that joined the academy, and they use that video. They use that academy to learn technical analysis, and they use that education and technical analysis to make their money back. Made 100K so far in this bull market. Perfect. Look at all those ones. How do I pay for Season 2A using BTC? Cameron, go ahead and shoot us an email at cryptojeb@gmail.com. You can find that down in the description box down below as well, and we will gladly do that. Any advice after you got wrecked? Yes, great question. We may go ahead and end on that question. How do we... Thank you, Emery, for putting that. That's the coupon code. That's a great question, and I think I will end on that. The academy was my intro to TA, and it helped open my eyes. Thank you. You have to take my I've made 10x on $274 on CT2A. Is CT2A all video-based or written? Everything's video-based, but we do have some notes below each video, and you can also take your own notes on that. In fact, the reason that I don't provide a lot of written stuff is because I think it's better if you take written notes. Like, I have all these notes on my desk of notes I've taken from different stuff. I'm constantly in pursuit of learning more. Like, my desk is a freaking mess. I have to organize all these sheets of paper. There's a bunch of stuff here. Throw it on the floor for right now. But the reason I didn't do that, made CT2A, yeah. What's the coupon code? Is New Year's 2021. It's in the description down below. I haven't forgot about the question I'm about to answer about getting wrecked, by the way. The reason that we don't have written stuff is because I actually think it's better if you write it yourself, because it's going to help you with retention. There have been a lot of scientific studies done on that. Anyway, the question was, what do you do after you get wrecked in a cryptocurrency trade? And have I ever been wrecked? Yeah, I've been wrecked plenty of times. Every trader is going to get wrecked. And what do I mean by wrecked? Let's say losing over 30% on trade or an investment is getting wrecked. Some people might even put that threshold even higher. Here's what happens when you get wrecked. You walk away. That's the very first thing you do. You walk away. And you come back the next day without emotion. The number one thing that you have to do in trading is that you have to understand that emotion will be left at the door, or it will kill you. It'll wreck you. It'll overwhelm you, and it'll destroy you. So don't let your emotion get to you. The number one thing to do when you get wrecked in a trade is walk away and come back tomorrow. Go sleep on it. Come back with a level head, and then what you do is you look at why you got wrecked. And you take out a sheet of paper, and you start writing on the back of the sheet of paper. Businessman always ought to have a pen on him. You start writing on the back of the sheet of paper, what did I do wrong? Number one, no plan. Number two, didn't follow plan if I had one. I'm serious. Next time you get wrecked, I'm serious. Grab a piece of paper and write what happened. I didn't have a plan. I didn't follow the plan. Number 3, invested too much. Excuse me. Invested/traded too much. Maybe you can get wrecked in a trade or an investment. 4, didn't understand market/project fully. There's 4 examples of things that may have happened to you. Have any of these ever happened to you? Focus on this. My handwriting sucks. No plan. Didn't follow the plan I had. Invested/traded too much. Didn't, what did I say? Didn't market/project fully. What in the world did I just write? Didn't understand. I forgot the word understand. Didn't understand the market/the project fully. That's what happens when you get wrecked. You walk away, let your emotions cool off, you figure out what you did wrong, and then you come up with a plan to make sure it doesn't happen again. Guys, that comes from my take on what you should do when you mess up, and this is a broader life lesson. Whenever you make a mistake, is CT2A a one-time purchase? Yes, CT2A is a one-time purchase. You will have the course for life. What I just showed you with what you do with the trade is the same thing that you do when you make a mistake and you wrong somebody. For example, about a year ago, I wronged someone. I did something that I shouldn't have. I got angry. I said something I didn't mean. So what I did is they stormed out of my house. So I calmed down, chilled out for a few hours, and then I asked them to come back over to my house so we could talk about it. Number 5, didn't have a pen. Yeah. So I asked them to come back over to my house, and I said, I have 3 things to say to you. Number 1, I want to admit I was wrong. That's the first thing you got to do. You got to admit that it was your fault. Not the market's fault. It wasn't the whale's fault. It wasn't the news fault. It wasn't the airline pilot's fault. It was your fault. Number 1, when you make a mistake, whether it's in trading or in a relationship, you say, it was my fault. Say it in chat. Write in chat right now, it's my fault. Just get in the habit of saying it's my fault. Take responsibility for your own actions. You will be very thankful if you make that a part of your life. And believe me, the people around you will be too. So number 1, you take responsibility for your own actions. Number 2, you lay out exactly what you did wrong. So in a relationship, in a friendship, in a marriage, in a romantic relationship, in a business relationship, you say, I was wrong. Number 2, this is how I was wrong. Not just that I was wrong, but this is how I was wrong. In this instance, not in a relationship, but in a trade, I was wrong because I didn't have a plan. I was wrong because I didn't follow the plan. I was wrong because I invested and traded too much. I was wrong because of X, Y, and Z. This is what I did wrong. And then number 3, in a relationship or in trading, you will say, this is what I'm going to do differently. I learned that from Jocko Willink. Go watch Jocko Willink's video on extreme ownership, his TED Talk, and that's exactly the method that he followed when there was a blue-on-blue under his command on his battlefield in Ramadi. He admitted it was him. It was his fault. He took ownership of it. He said, this is what I did wrong, and this is what I'm going to do to fix it. There's nothing better you can do. You can't do anything better than that. When you make a mistake, those are the 3 things you do. You say, it's my fault. Here's what I did wrong. Here's what I'm going to do better next time. Simple. That's all you got to do. So when you make a big trade and the trade doesn't go well and you mess up, there's your method. It's a 3-step process. Number 1, write it down. I'm telling you. Write down what I'm about to say. Grab a pen and paper, write it down, and live by it. 1, when you make a bad trade or you make a mistake in a relationship, you admit you made a mistake. Number 2, you say, this is what I did wrong. And number 3, you say, this is what I'm going to do to make it right. There you go. All right, guys. I will go ahead and answer a couple more questions, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap it out there. That was a fantastic question. I forgot who asked that question, but thank you guys for asking that question. Thank you guys for watching the live stream. Number 1, admit you're wrong. Number 2, this is why I was wrong. This is what I did wrong. Number 3, this is what I'm going to do to make it right. There you go. I've said it 10 times now. I didn't do anything, I promise. Church of Jeb? No, good Lord. It's the Church of Christ. That's what it is, my friend. Much love, my Christian brother. Much love back to you, my Christian brother. God bless. Thanks for the stream, Jebs. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Did I go to college? I dropped out. Do you add more courses as you learn more? Yes, we are actually launching another course pretty soon. You're planning on exiting Bitcoin, Jeb? I'm not. I don't have a plan on exiting Bitcoin. I've never made a plan on exiting Bitcoin, so I don't plan on doing it for a while. What did I do wrong? I'll tell you what I did wrong. There are a lot of things I did wrong. I'm not going to get into all of them right now. You'll think I'm crazy. I shouldn't have tried to jump that snowboard on that one run. I made a mistake. Jeb made me do it. I didn't make you do nothing. You lying. What church do I attend? Greenhouse. Pastor Mike Patz. All right, guys. That is going to wrap it out for today's video. If you didn't already, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to get to 75,000 subscribers by the end of March, and the reason that matters to you is this. We want to grow the biggest, best, most informative educational brand in cryptocurrency that there is. I want to teach as many people as possible the foundation of Bitcoin to help move Bitcoin forward, and you can be part of that journey by hitting the subscribe button, and you can also be part of that journey by joining CT2A. The link's in the description box down below. You're going to learn what you need to know about technical analysis. And guys, I encourage you, I need you to understand one thing. Investing in yourself is the most important investment you'll ever make. I'm reading a business book right now called Good to Great, and in that book, they did a 5-year statistical analysis on 11 of the highest performing companies in the history of the stock market. And every single company had one thing in common. They were constantly growth oriented. They were always trying to be better today than they were yesterday and tomorrow than today. Those companies were averaging 5 times the returns that a lot of companies in the same market were doing in the same exact industry. And the same thing applies to you as a trader and as an entrepreneur, because make no mistake, as a trader, you are an entrepreneur. And as an entrepreneur, as anyone in the modern society, you absolutely must be investing in your education. You must be getting better every single day, because if you're not, you're falling behind. Because I'm getting better, and a lot of the people in this chat are getting better, and a lot of your competitors are getting better. If you're not getting better, you're getting left behind. Guys, I love you, but that's just the way it is. Invest in your education. You don't have to do it with us. I think we have the best product in the industry, but maybe we don't. Go ahead and find out. Do your research, but I encourage you, take the lesson, invest in your education. You will be so glad you did. Anyway, guys, if I invest in the CT2A program today, does that include the videos to come, Jeb? It includes all videos that we will add to CT2A in the future. TED Talk suggestion again, that would be Jocko Willing's TED Talk. I'm sorry. Alrighty, guys. Did you read the Bitcoin Standard? Sitting on my book outside. Yeah, sitting on my bookshelf outside. Yep. What's that smoke behind me? There's no smoke behind me. This kid's on fire. Oh, my goodness. Come on, guys. Quit. All right, guys. That's going to wrap it out. I have a meeting in half an hour, so I'm going to go and get some food. Guys, if you did enjoy today's live stream, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and tune in, because we have more stuff coming tomorrow. We're going to be dropping so much content. I can't even believe it. Guys, I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much for tuning in. But before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Yes, Kevco, of course I still know you. I love you.